Hello and welcome back. It's me, Red. So, I'm going to take you in the game with Leonidas today. One of my replays that I had the other day. It's not a bad battle. However, it proves one of the biggest flaws in the game at the moment, which is apparently what's going to be coming in the next patch. According to the devs, it's going to be coming in the next patch that they're going to basically try and rework elephants and how they work, how much damage they can do / take, and stuff like that. For example, I would say a spear unit, personally, I would say a spear unit was probably quite a good um, unit to go against elephants. In this game, it's not. And I'll show you that in a bit. However, so what I've done is I've deployed. I was going to run forward, but then obviously I'll get singled out by these archers, and I don't really want that. So, and their artillery is firing at me. I get a really good blow on this unit in a sec. So I don't really want to see this one coming in. Gets a really good blow on them. Artillery in this game is so goddamn accurate. It's absolutely mental. But anyway, I take them up to hide in the grass a little bit, because this is long grass, so they can hide pretty easily in it without having to worry. As you can see, this battle's not very long. We do win this battle through base capture rather than defeating the enemy team. So at the moment, what I've done is gone in the grass, and now we're going to spring out the grass, and we're going to actually just attack these units because they're caught a little bit off guard, and I'm attacking their flanks. So that's where we excel a little bit, by attacking flanks. This is without going into phalanx mode and stuff like that. You don't really need to. If you're attacking the flanks of an enemy or behind them, you still do pretty well, to be honest. You don't have to. This unit I'm sending round the back, round here. I see the elephants down here, but I don't. The problem is I didn't think they were going to be that much of an issue, because I've got a spear unit, and the spear units are pretty high spear units. So I didn't think they were going to be that much of an issue, but they are. So I've got one unit holding them, not in phalanx or anything, because don't really need to be. And then I'm just going to literally send all my units in, surround this unit just so we can wipe them. They get charged by the horse unit. I would have liked for an artillery unit. We do have one. Missile unit even. But they're getting absolutely destroyed by the enemy horsemen at the moment, which is nothing I can do about it. This is where the elephants come in. So we're about to take out down this unit, and then I click off. And then I click on an order to take down these elephants. The problem is with being all bunched up, this is what happens. Massive boom, and then that's what happens. You lose half your men, they come around, they tramp on you, stand on you, and there's nothing really you can do about it. So instead, I break off my units, and I basically try and tackle these elephants one by one, per unit. Not that it works, because elephants are pretty overpowered in the game right now. First of all, I was going to run away. Hopefully this cavalry player was going to help me, but he doesn't. So I turn and fight them eventually. Head back up. They head back up the hill anyway. And then I follow them to try and do as much damage as I can to them. Because I don't want them... Well, I thought I was going to be able to do some damage to them at least. But I don't do nearly any damage to them pretty much. Which I kind of think's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird considering, you know, you'd think spears do pretty well, or would do pretty well against elephants. So I send them up, and then I simply target one for one, get in the phalanx mode, see if that does more damage. It does a little bit of damage, you know what I mean? So it dropped a little bit, but because they've got so much health, it doesn't really make much of a difference. I mean, that one again does a little bit. Again, they do the stamp. This unit, I get them to 10. This one, this elephant, which is this health bar, again, doesn't do that much. Does a little bit more there, but not a great deal. Archers are firing in as well, but they get soon taken out by the cavalry, because our cavalry player was completely useless and just didn't take well. As you can see, we're getting absolutely hammered across the battlefield, but we do end up winning this just through base capture, which is what I kind of find a little bit biased against this game. You can win just through base capture, so we are doing quite a lot of damage to them. But I mean, this elephant's taken out my entire unit pretty much. This elephant not even lost a third, and this elephant's lost even less than that. Yet they're taking out my entire unit. Yeah, they're in phalanx, they're on hold the line, they're literally every buff I can give them right now. And literally, they're just getting absolutely taken down by these elephants. I mean, this unit here, this unit actually does pretty well. Considering there's hardly any of them, this unit does actually do pretty well. If you can get behind them, they do actually do substantial damage. But that wasn't off that unit though. That's off this unit because of the way this unit's orientated. So that's actually gone down halfway. And as you can see, the cap bar's going up for a sec. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pause the battle. And I'm going to show you some other stuff whilst we're here. So enemy are flooding in, but the problem is it doesn't really matter because we've got these archers just capping the base, and they've been capping the base for the past pretty much past minute. So there's nothing that these can do about it because swordsmen are too slow, way too slow, especially Roman swordsmen. Barbarians are a little bit faster. Again, Roman swordsmen. You got the javelin sort of style artillery. Not that they can do anything. Again, they can't do nothing. They can't hit them, so it doesn't matter. Again, elephants just running the roost up here as well, and there's nothing the enemy can do about it. But going back over to my side, yeah, I thought I could take on the elephants due to being a spear unit, but don't do it. Just don't do it in this. The current state of the game, just don't bother doing it. So I take them down a little bit, end up losing my units there. Got this one left. He does do a little, obviously, it does do quite a lot more damage, and then they're the victory of the battle. So we didn't do too bad. We actually came third in this battle, so it wasn't too bad overall. I can't show you the results because they'll have gone. But yeah, I've looked at the notes and stuff, and according to the notes, they're gonna be. That's one of the fixes that they're gonna try and bring in. Elephants to be a lot more. Let's go to Leonidas since we just played him. So yeah, Leonidas, 1600. Got the spear and the greaves and the shield now. Just heading towards the spear. As soon as I get the spear, I'll unlock the helmet as well, and then I'll get the next shield and spear. I'll do it row by row, and then obviously we move on to the foot companions. Which, to be honest, I don't think will take that long, if I'm honest. I mean, we're already, what, a third of the way on Leonidas. So I don't think it'll take too long. Sinane, I've played a few battles with her. Not many. I'm going to try and get her up to level 5 though, shortly. I don't know if you even like her, to be honest. But I'm going to try and get her up to level 5 shortly. And then we can unlock Cycladic archers, whatever their name is. And then obviously we get some really good bows. Let's see what the bow damage is. Aggression. So you're looking at a range of 106, which I think's max for archers. Things like stone throwers and that though, like these units, they have a lot. Can we get that up? Yeah, we can. They have a lot more range. So as you can see, their range is 140. The damage per shot though is less. So their missile weapon damage and penetration you got to take into consideration. So their penetration damage is only 6, and their damage itself is 168. Whereas if you go to like these, for example, which is what we'll end up with, then the damage that we're going to be doing with the bow. So straight away, penetration's up from 6 to 11.7, which is pretty good for a unit like this. And then damage is up from, what was it, 168 or something like that. So, or 150, I don't know, can't remember. It was literally just up and I can't remember. So that unit does 169 damage per shot. But the penetration's what counts though as well, because against more heavily armored units, that's gonna make a lot of a difference. So yeah, it's only 1 damage behind in terms per shot, but the penetration value is a lot less. It's like pretty much half of an arrow. But then it gets better range, so that's where it's different. Mobility is pretty good on these as well, so 510 overall. So you're looking at a movement speed of 4, which is pretty good. 156 range as well. 4, so archers are slightly faster moving, so moving faster, 156 is exactly the same range, exactly the same acceleration, deceleration. Movement speed is 0.1 better. So mobility on these is slightly better. Survivability is probably the same-ish, and defense is probably going to be the same. Again, yeah. So, oh no, archers have a lot less health. Even archers have quite a lot less health, quite substantial less defense as well. Yeah. So I don't know. These seem like a better option. Get advanced range. Pretty much same attack, a lot better defense, a lot better health, and pretty similar. Pretty damn similar. Slings are humble but deadly long-range weapons. Inspired by the example of the gods, the bowmen loose their arrows with deadly accuracy. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens anyway with them. But yeah, that's with Shinane. Shinane. But yeah, we just played a game with Leonidas. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of update with what it does. I'll try and do an actual update video of going through the what they want to do and where the game's going to progress. Probably the next video that I'm going to put out today. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Anyway, don't forget to leave some likes, comments, and even some tips of how to improve my gameplay or anything like that. But anyway, I've been Red, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.